So let's talk about BLP Kosher. How do you guys feel about his music? Be honest. Cause I'm not gonna lie, at first I really didn't know if the rap game was taking him serious or not, but I soon listened for myself, and let me say, he be talking his talk. I feel like a lot of people really underlook his talent, his bars, his flow, and what I didn't know was his versatility, because after hearing his older songs like Camp Rock, man, I did not expect him to have that Melly and Kodak influence as heavy as he had that Detroit babytron influence.
Hop up out the tree, highs to the flow like a pine cone. I'm on a mission for the ones that can't be this in milestone. Big water cash, got a ration in my thigh bone.
And despite blowing up late 2022, he's been making music, experimenting with sounds for about 2 years now. For context, listen to the last 2 songs on his first mixtape. It's completely different from the sound that put him on. But being from Florida, I hear a lot of different influences in his music. He has bits and pieces from so many different rappers, and it's so interesting how he's able to put it into his own music and still give us something of his own. And surprisingly, unlike most rappers who come out with such a memorable look, his music substance matched his look because he really has a lot to say, and his bars are so much more complex and thought out than a lot of the mainstream rappers today.
Had to search around, I'ma kick back in the lead for what they heard. Glock making flat clip wings, not a prey bird. I thought they wanna sum me up and like say word. I'm doing switch front heels like I'm.
And hearing him in interviews and talk about his faith, his pride, and just moving smart, I really see a lot of potential in him, truly. And with that said, it's been a minute since we done a 5 years video. If you guys are new here, we've done this with a whole bunch of artists. I'll do it to whoever you guys comment. I really enjoy making these videos. And if you are new here, we usually go through about 2 or 3 different outcomes of where we see the artist in 5 years, and we'll discuss at the end which one we think is the most realistic. I'm not gonna waste no more time, let's get right into it. Now for this first outcome, let's talk best case scenario for BLP Kosher. So currently, Kosher is sitting at about 1 million Spotify listeners, and a few songs that have above 5 million streams. So despite not being on everybody's radar, BLP Kosher has reached the mainstream level. A lot of new people have seen him for the first time this year, and his fan base is currently growing more and more every day. And if BLP Kosher plays his cards right, best case scenario for his career in 5 years is that BLP drops 1 or 2 tapes in the next 1 to 2 year span. Because right now he only has 2 tapes on Apple Music. But on these 2 tapes, what he needs is a breakthrough hit. A real breakthrough hit. I've said this before on this channel. There's a huge difference between a semi-viral hit that your fans praise and a real breakthrough anthem that has people who'd have never heard of you singing your song word for word. Look at the streams on some of these rappers' breakthrough hits. Not their first semi-viral hit, I'm talking mainstream on the radio type song, you feel me? Now let's look again at BLP Kosher streams. If he can get an anthem that just takes off on the next 2 tapes, that will set him up to move to the next level. Because right now, I would say he's like a C, maybe a B-list rapper. You gotta think, he's not nowhere near an A-list rapper yet. We're not about to see Drake collab with BLP just yet. I mean, maybe he will though. Drake be giving everybody a feature nowadays. But point is, one more major mainstream push could absolutely push him to the top. Because we know his first semi-viral moment was with Babytron and Lyrical Lemonade. And if he can get another hit that tops that one's numbers, hopefully to a charting level, this will set his career up for real longevity, so that in 5 years, he'll be the level that mainstream artists are now, like Lil Durk, Polo G, Lil Baby, all these rappers who when they drop, they're gonna get at least 100K first week sales. And he could definitely get to this level, especially if the upcoming artists who I would say are similar to him in a way, like babytron, veeze, and Lil Tyler, all that new wave, if they're all able to really staple that, more talking than actual rapping or singing in the studio type wave, then that could be the real future in 5 years. And veeze, babytron, all these rappers will be like the future and Chief Keefs to the young generation. Who knows? But if that happens, BLP Kosher will be a pioneer right with them. Now, while that's all totally possible, another outcome is simply, with all the people saying that hip hop's dying and all that talk going around, that's basically just people saying they're sick of the current state of hip hop. That means that we're evolving into a new time, like I just said. So let's not forget that when rap was establishing itself in 2016, we genuinely thought Lil Pump was good. I always say that because that's crazy. Like, we really genuinely thought he made good music. I was young, but still. The second rap actually evolved into what it was, with artists like Cardi and Uzi and Trippie and all of them just running the game, Juice WRLD, we realized quick that Lil Pump was just a thing of the time. And I'm not saying that BLP Kosher is that. Yes, people rock with it right now, but we know fans could switch any second. The second he drops a bad project, the second his music just doesn't hit the same anymore, the second there's people doing what he's doing but even better than him, because yes, that happens, he's gone. And the media shows no pity. As much as I would love to see option 1, another part of me feels like people are just riding the trend with this dude. And he had a few of them semi-TikTok viral hits, but what I'm saying, give it a year or 2 and will anybody be talking about him? Who knows? Do you guys think people will get tired of him? What do you truly think? A lot of these rappers who gain their hype from TikTok, I noticed a pattern in their sales. They usually tend to perform very well on music videos and hope that it's gonna get some hype for the album, but then they just never end up selling. And with BLP Kosher, a lot of his music videos have over 1 million, and his gram is getting mad likes. But his recent album only sits at around 100k on all his songs. I heard that it barely even sold 10k. Now that's all speculative because there's literally no source of what his first week sales are. I don't think it was recorded, which means it was under 5k, but I don't think that's true. I feel like he got more than that. But still, 100k on your music audios, come on. That's very impressive. It's just not mainstream. So saying the first outcome's gonna happen is against the odds, because right now it doesn't look like that. Now even comparing him to Lil Pump earlier is disrespectful. Like I said earlier, his talent's there, it's undeniable. I see that more as an analogy on what's the worst case scenario for him, and that in 2-3 years people really just don't see the hype no more. Now I do have one more scenario for you. I want to share this one because it seems the most realistic out of the two very exaggerated options, because truly Kosher has built himself a real fan base, at least 20 to 30k people. I mean, he's got 1 million Spotify listeners, but I feel like if he drops a tape right now, I feel like 20k will tune in. So I think he's already reached a level where he could drop music comfortably for a while. The same way Lucky's doing it right now, and he just started selling over 40k. But I think Kosher has actually established a real fan base, unlike Lil Pump did. Because I feel like people genuinely like his music, and there were real fans waiting from day one for him to blow up because they knew he was talented. So does a career of selling 30, 40, maybe 50k, and in 5 years, him just be how we view like Lil Skies? Cause Lil Skies, we know he isn't no GOAT. To some people he might be their favorite rapper, but to most people he's just a solid rapper who did his thing. And if he drops, a bunch of people are still gonna tune in. And looking at the 3 outcomes, the most realistic one to me seems like the third one. Because like I said, the first 2 examples are very exaggerated. And even if he does have extreme success in the next 5 years, I'm not sure if we're gonna see him get to that 20 mil monthly listener, 100k first week sales, Grammy winning artist. And as much as I want him to have that success, when we got artists like Kodak selling 20k, we got NLE selling 20k, TJ selling 20k, I'm not sure if we're gonna see Kosher reach that level with how many rappers that we thought were next level barely having mainstream numbers. So I'm just not sure it seems possible that Kosher is gonna reach that level. But then again, like I was saying, maybe the new evolution is really happening and Kosher's part of this new wave and he's actually gonna take off. It's definitely between 1 and 3. 2, I don't see him falling off. I don't see him becoming irrelevant. He just got put on. I think he's gonna be around for quite a while. But yeah, my final answer is gonna have to be 3, man. You guys comment down below what you think, and also artists you want to see me do this on next. Until then, it's been your boy 10 Toes. Man, it's late as hell. It's like 5 a.m. to finish this little last beer right now, man. So leave a thumbs up. I don't usually ask, but leave a thumbs up, man.